Well, welcome to day 2 of our Camel Training Mini-Series where we, Tara,
and Russell,
teach you short and insightful camel training lessons to help you get started with the Camel Connection Trust-Based Camel Training, which is our signature camel training method designed to tap into the camel's psychology so that you can understand the camel. So in this episode, we are talking about the camel training equipment that you need to get started with training any camel and succeed at the training. Most people actually get this wrong initially and make it really hard for themselves and their camel training process. So let's go through some equipment that will help you on this journey.
Beautiful. One of my favourite topics.
Yes, equipment. You do like equipment. You do. You make it, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the very, very start of what you might need, and just say you're thinking about buying camels, or you're on a list, a wait list. The first thing you would need is sufficient yards. A yard set up for your camels. So we're talking, well, from our point of view, the only thing that we recommend, like if people don't have anything at all, is just portable panels. Cattle, those portable cattle panels that you can make any shape and size.
Made out of steel.
So that would be your first port of call in setting yourself up that way.
They're not that expensive, really. I mean, about $100 each or so. Depends what brand. And 15 of those paddles will give you a small round yard that you'll be able to use effectively.
It is invaluable, and even the amount of people how often do we use ours here? Like constantly, all the time, and it really is. It saves time because you don't have to run around after camels in a big paddock. It's really great for veterinary care. It's really great for husbandry.
And the training.
Can't even tell you how invaluable they are. And of course the training, and that's exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah. You might even in your property wanting to do some fencing or something like that, or fixing some fencing, and just put the camels in the round yard for a while, while you're doing the fencing or something. It's amazing what you can do with that.
So yards is definitely up the top there, and even if you know that these camels that are coming to you aren't even trained or touched, you definitely need yards to start with. Absolutely. And it also gives them a safe space, and there's also a quarantine factor that you can consider when you're getting new camels and all sorts of things. But yards off the bat.
Yeah. Second, I put the head stool or the halter. You've got to have one, and it's got to be nice and strong. It's got to be really practical for camels. It can't go ahead and have buckles or clips that go ahead and jab into the camel's eyes, that sort of thing. It has to be properly fitted, in other words. And the one that we use, we just use this all the time, and we readjust it for trekking and that sort of stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Is just the rope one.
Rope halter.
The rope horsey halters. Yeah, simple and cheap from Horseland. And you get different sizes for different size camels, different size horses, different size camels.
Yes, we could sell camel halters, but why complicate it? Let's just say you just need a head stool, a rope, and the reason why we use the rope ones is because of the different pressure points on the head. If you're just using the flat nylon ones, you won't get that same pressure points, and it could be trickier the camel just won't feel as much on their head, and they are very strong animals, and they need to be feeling those slight little pressure points so that they can.
And then later on, like I said, the tracking, we can adjust it with a certain addition to that rope halter.
So it's more comfortable.
And you can literally have those halters on for months if you're tracking or something like that.
And again, with the length, we talk a lot about rope. We don't talk about lead ropes that you buy from the horse store because they stretch.
Yep.
If there's any piece of advice on this, don't get rope that can stretch. And a lot of the horsey ones, they stretch and they break under pressure, and they're designed to do that so a horse doesn't injure themselves.
Well, also what a lot of people use is a climbing rope.
Right.
It's a nylon woven climbing rope. Again, it stretches. Again, there's an issue attached to that. It is if the camel pulls back and that rope goes through your hands, you're going to end up with a very, very nasty rope burn.
It might be strong, but it ain't fun for you.
No, that's it. And so what we use is a rope that's polyurethane in structure.
It's actually a marine rope, like for boating and stuff.
Boating, yeah. And if you can get three-twined rope, that's even better. But another name for it is silver rope.
And the reason that we talk a lot about setting yourself up for success with the equipment initially is that a really simple example, and we do get this a lot with students coming into us saying, "Oh, my camel has pulled back, the rope is broken." And now it continually pulls back and breaks all my ropes.
That's right.
There is a perfect example of, okay, one, you have to adjust your equipment, but two, here's what you should have started with, because camels are incredibly smart. If they can pull back and break something and they know it, they will do it time and time again. And of course they can get out of that habit, but the most important thing for anyone starting a camel, or even if your camel is in that bad habit, is get yourself set up with equipment. Good equipment that a camel can't break, because camels don't panic like horses do. That's why the horsey things are designed to break, the lead ropes and stuff. Get yourself a good set of yards. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just 10 panels, round yard, that's a great start. That's how we started. Head stalls, the rope head stalls, and long lengths of marine rope. And we do discuss that a lot in Virtual Camel School, the type of rope and how to set it and all that sort of stuff. But off the bat, that is the best place for you to start.
Well, the other thing about the marine rope as well is that over a period of time, it roughs up. And
becomes smooth.
Becomes really, really it roughs up. It's smooth when you buy it, of course. Being polyurethane.
I thought it gets softer though.
It does get softer. Yeah, it gets softer, but it roughs up, and that actually makes it a little bit easier to handle as time goes on. One more thing about that type of material of the rope, the polyurethane for the silver rope, is you can burn the edges and or melt the edges, I should say, so that it doesn't untwine. And like you see rope all the time that has a frayed end.
Totally preventable.
Yeah, it's something you don't want, and that type of rope is fantastic for that. So that's definitely something for you. As far as equipment goes.
And that's a great place to start for anyone new, or if you are wanting to go the Camel Connection training method, then camel equipment off the bat is definitely something that you need to invest in first time, and it lasts years. Years and years and years. Some halters we haven't replaced for over 10 years, so it's pretty amazing. So
that on the basic, that's the three things. Good yards of description, we've given you we've told you what we use, just cattle panels. Secondly, a good head stool, and we always just use the rope ones because they're inexpensive. You can adjust them, you can do all sorts of things with them later as far as making them more comfortable for the camel for trekking for long distances. And the rope, the type of rope, the silver or the polyurethane marine rope, and hopefully 3-twined is best. And that's the three things really that you need to start.
And to set yourself up for success, you and the camel. You don't want to create
right the first time.
Yeah, you don't want to create any bad habits. You don't want to, have to keep replacing ropes.
You don't want the camels to think that they can break those ropes.
So we do have a special announcement coming up, and if you're listening to this, you're definitely going to be interested in our special announcement, because it has everything to do with camel training, and you just don't want to miss out, really, in hindsight. Well, not in hindsight because it hasn't happened yet, but you just don't want to miss out. So how can you stay informed with it? We've got 7 days. So this is day 2 of 7 of this Camel Training Mini-Series. You need to head over to camelconnection.com/sign up so that you get email notifications from us about when these training lessons go live, and that is the only place, email, where we'll be sharing this special announcement. You won't see it on social media. You will literally only see it on the emails. So get a check-in on your emails and get on our email list. Again, camelconnection.com/sign up. And tomorrow we're going to talk about how to start training a camel gently.
Excellent. Great fun.
We'll catch you then.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.